Each day of the week has a certain power and energy to it. And in this episode, I'm going to share how you can harness those energies and make the most of every day. And it's something that's actually kind of hidden in plain sight. It's in the name of each day. So the Sunday is the day of the sun, and that's consistent through all languages, most languages at least, through Sanskrit, Latin, Spanish, French, Italian, German. The day of the sun is either with the sun in the word or the Lord's Day, a version of DOM in each of the languages, like Domingo in Spanish or Sunday, as we say in English. And each day of the week has a special energy to work with that planet of that day. And we have the Sunday of the sun. We have Monday for the moon, or lunas in Spanish, or some version of luna in all languages, like the moon is luna in Spanish. Tuesday is a kind of interesting one because that's the day of Mars. And in most languages, it also kind of looks like Mars. So get Mangala or Mars in the name, Martes in Spanish, Martes. So we have a day for Mars, the warrior energy. We have a day of Wednesday, which is for Mercury, which is also a little bit different, as we say in English. But in most languages, it looks kind of like a Mercury kind of word, or midweek. And then Thursday, the day of Jupiter. Again, it often looks kind of like Jupiter in other languages, or Guru. And then Friday, the day of Venus, or Shukra. Viernes in Spanish, or some version that looks kind of like Venus in most languages. And then Saturday, the day of Saturn, of course. And that also usually kind of looks like Saturn or similar to Saturn in most languages. So each graha or planet has a day of the week. So Ketu and Rahu are excluded here. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto are excluded from this. These are the main grahas, the ones that are visible to the naked eye. And it's named this way in this cycle, not randomly. It's like, why is it Sunday, then Monday and Tuesday? Well, there's an order to this, and it goes back throughout history, which I won't go so far into this episode, but it's basically when the sun is rising on Sunday, that is the sun hora, the hour of the sun. And then it goes through this cycle of all the grahas, and it lands back on sunrise on Monday is the moon hora. And it goes through all the grahas again, and then it lands on Tuesday at sunrise is the Mars hora. So there's an hour of the day for each graha. There's a day of the week for each graha. So you can get very specific with this down to Tuesday at noon. You do this for this energy. And it just helps you if you have some freedom in your schedule, some choice of like when you want to schedule certain things in your life, you can harness these energies. If you're lacking in Saturn discipline in your life, you want to strengthen your discipline and willpower, doing Saturn practices on a Saturday and wearing black or blue, the colors of Saturn, are very good. Like donating, volunteering, doing strong disciplined practices, sadhanas regularly. That's a daily thing, but a regular practice on Saturdays, like especially like helping underprivileged people, is a very good way to strengthen and work with those energies of Saturn. So we're in the realm of things that are not scientifically proven as of today, but these have been time tested and used for thousands of years in ancient India and through different cultures as well. So when we want to work with a certain energy, we look at that day of the week, and then we can work with the energy. But also, you can look at the day that you were born. What day of the week was your birthday? So for me, it happens to be a Tuesday. So that's the Mars day. I was born on the Mars day. So as a general default, it's a good idea for me to harness more of the Mars energy and direct that well. So that means Mars activities are things that are very active, physical, starting things, initiating things, leading things. And it's also good for just hard work in general. So those are themes that have shown up a lot in my life. As a kid, I really debated between my favorite color being blue or red. And red is the color of Mars, blue is the color of Saturn. Both of these energies I resonate a lot with. And Saturn is quite strong in my chart, and Saturn's actually ruled by Mars in my chart. And there's a loop actually with Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars in my chart. So it's not a final dispositor or final ruler with those. So you may find that the day that you were born, those general activities and predispositions resonate a lot with you. Another way this all shows up is through practices that you do. So in general, Mars is more active, like vinyasa yoga, power yoga, weightlifting, running. And I've always been very drawn. The first time I did weightlifting, I just loved it and wanted to do it more. First time I did yoga, I loved it and wanted to do it more. So physical activity for me, I love, and that's generally good for everybody to do physical activity. But somebody with a strong Mars energy in their life is going to benefit especially from that. And this might be something you miss in the birth chart if you don't look at the day that you were born or the day the person of the chart you're looking at is born. So Sunday, the day of the sun, obviously sun salutations are good on this day. Doing things that are connecting to the self and connecting to your spiritual practice. So it's very common that on this day, the people go to church or do spiritual worship or practices on the day of the sun. And there's a lot of iconography and symbolism and metaphors around the sun with Jesus Christ. And a lot of times in different religions and traditions, a lot of connections with the sun as a sort of deification or personification or expression of God and the sun and their what they're worshiping in that religion or spiritual tradition. There's a lot of overlap oftentimes in this, and there's a lot of belief that the earliest form of religion was some sort of sun worship, because obviously the sun is what gives life, and our proximity to the sun is what allows us to have life on Earth. If we were just a little bit further or a little bit closer, it might not have panned out that we would all exist right now. So the sun is the source of life and the center of our solar system. So it's a good day to recenter and to come back to what gives you life and do things that are nourishing for you and connecting to your spiritual path on a Sunday. And the sun salutations are a good example of that for yoga practices. We talked about this in the Deepen Your Practice workshop. So if you want more yoga practices, meditation, pranayama recommendations for working with the energies of the days of the week, and every day of the week, there's an optimal practice. That's in the Deepen Your Practice workshop, quietmind.yoga/deepen. You can check it out for free. And then Monday, the day of the moon, is a good day for nurturing things like restorative yoga, yin yoga, gentle yoga, things that connect you to the maternal energies, your mother, you as a mother doing nurturing things. I like on this day to do things like housekeeping, cleaning the house, maintenance kind of stuff that just makes the home feel warm and like a home. And Soma is a name for the moon, and Soma is also a name for a drug, something that is very grounding, soothing, and it activates more like the serotonin in the body. And doing things that are more nurturing on the moon day can be very good, but the Western world has set it up so that the moon day is the first day of working. And you may know the movie Office Space. Somebody's got a case of the Mondays. There's that sort of way that we talk about Monday like it's like a drag, and it's like I have to try to get my energy back up. And then Tuesday, it's like kind of in that mode. And that's the Mars day where it's like a good day to be in action. So, if I could redesign the work week for the world, I think starting on Tuesday makes more sense. And having Monday to be at home makes a lot of sense. Now, don't worry if you can't change that in your life and your schedule, don't get stuck on that. But it's an optimal use of the energy. So if you are starting work on a Monday, just knowing that you might go a little bit slower, it's a good day to be gentle with yourself, not like rush yourself or push yourself. But by Tuesday, yes, you want to be strong and active and focused and sharp. As a general overview, and this every week's going to be a little different. It depends on also the dashas you're going through, your own transits, the transits we're all going through. There's a lot of factors on the energy of any particular day. But this is sort of the canvas that we're painting on when we talk about transits and dashas and everything else. We're looping through this cycle of the grahas every week, no matter what. And Tuesday, again, the Mars day action. We talked about this quite a bit. Wednesday, the Mercury day. Mercury is about intelligence, buddhi, the intelligence. And Mercury is about communication. So, all things to do with communication, meetings, things like this are very good to put on Wednesday if you can. Kirtan, chanting, singing, these are very good activities for a Wednesday. Breath work as well. Also, any kind of education or learning is good on Wednesday. Thursday, the Guru Day, is a good day for anything to do with higher education, spiritual wisdom, knowledge, studying with the Guru, doing meditations of any sort, in insight practices, journaling, self reflection, things like this. And I forgot to mention Monday, the color is like white or gray or silver or pearl. Like pearls are the stone for the moon or moonstone. And Sunday, the day of the sun, the color is like a red color or an orangish red, more on the orange side, kind of like a sunrise or a sunset. Tuesday is red. Wednesday is green. So you can wear these colors on the days of the week. And I did this for a while when I was learning astrology early on. I would just, as a Virgo nerd I am, I would lay out all my shirts for the week and just have, okay, Monday I wear gray, Tuesday I wear red, Wednesday I wear green, Thursday, the Jupiter day, is a yellow color. Friday is like pink or variegated colors. And then Saturday, blue or black. So just kind of plan my week around that. And Friday, of course, the day for anything to do with romance, love, relationships, very good. Beauty, art, expression like this, enjoying the senses, and going on a date. It's often a date night for a lot of people, often associated with dates and romance. And as far as practices, things that are like partner practices are very good. Partner yoga, kundalini, kriyas that involve eye gazing or partner work, tantric practices, anything of working with the sexual energy in relationship and the sensual energy with the sense. So, essential oils, music, getting a massage, going to a spa, all very good things where you're working with the senses, getting your nails done, your hair done, more beautified, getting a haircut, hairstyle, new clothes, dressing up nice. These are all very good Friday activities. And then Saturday, it's often a day where people are now off of the work week and they say, thank God it's Friday. So people love Friday. You know, we have all these things in the language and sayings. And then Saturday is often a day that people now get all their chores done and they've had to work all week and now they get to the stores and finally manage things and handle responsibilities. And then on Sunday, they can finally rest and have this time for themselves or time to connect with spiritual practices or things like that. But ideally on Saturday, there's some level of service involved and maybe a cause that you care about, donating or volunteering, some sort of discipline that you're doing, maybe time with elders. If your parents are in your life or grandparents, time with elders is very good on Saturday. So these are ways that you can work with the days of the week. And again, I talk more about the actual practices, which I think are the best way to embody these energies. And that's in the Deepen Your Practice workshop, quietmind.yoga/deepen. And if you have a question or a request for you'd like to see in future episodes, please let me know in the comments. And thanks for listening. Look forward to sharing more with you next time on the Quiet Mind Astrology Podcast.